Welcome to Too Much Effing Perspective. I'm Alan Keller.
And I'm Alex Hoffman. It goes without saying that 11 has a very special meaning to a podcast inspired by the movie This is Spinal Tap.
I assume it has a special meaning to our listeners as well, Alex.
Well, that's why every effing day for the next 11 days, we are going to post a brand new, never before heard Spinal Tap moment story from one of 11 incredible artists.
Because there's no such thing as too much effing perspective.
Well, we'll see about that, old chum. So let's crank it up to 11 and get to our first guest of 11, Outlaw Texas guitarist Jesse Dayton, who got his start at Austin's renowned Continental Club and is currently on tour supporting his new album, The Hard Way Blues.
Jesse is going to tell us about the time he found out there's cash in doing bad Bill Paxton impersonations.
When I was a kid and I was starting out, I was at the Continental Club. This woman comes in, her name's Evelyn Shriver, and she said, look, I can't get you on the radio. You're too weird, but I can get you on this TV show in Nashville. So you should come up and do it. So I get in my truck, drive up to Nashville, and I'm doing this real square TV show. And you got all these silly women on there with the higher the hair, the closer to God, and kind of Garth Brooks looking guys with their two-tone shirts on and mullets and the whole thing, right? And I show up from Continental Club with grease in my hair and sideburns and tattoos and look like I'm a punk rock band or rockabilly band or something. And I'm just like, I don't fit in the scene. So Evelyn comes back and goes, hey, I just want to let you know Christopherson's on the show tonight. He wants to meet you. And I was like, oh, this shit got a whole lot cooler. And so I go out and I do my song. Then Chris goes out and gives me props. How about this kid from Beaumont, Texas? And then at the end, he goes, hey, do you want to jump in this limousine and go to the Gibson Guitar Factory? And I said, well, dude, it's like 11 o'clock at night. He goes, don't worry, they'll open it for me. So we get in the back and we smoke a joint and we talk about Bukowski and all these writers. And I'm just in heaven because Chris is from Texas too. But Chris is a Rhodes Scholar. He's like a genius, right? So we're talking about all these subversive writers, and we go and we have this great night. We take all these pictures together and we become friends. So the next morning I'm checking out and my phone rings and this voice comes over and he goes, hey, Hoss, I saw you on TV last night with Chris. What are you doing today? You want to come pick some guitar for me? And I go, who is this? And he goes, Waylon Jennings. And I was like, how'd you get my number? He goes, I tracked you down, Hoss. He goes, I got my ways. He was laughing. I said, I'll be there. I drive my truck over there and I knock on the door and Johnny Cash opens the door and he goes, we've been waiting for you. So he puts his arm around me like he's known me forever. And we're walking down this hallway and he goes, your name's Jess, right? I go, yes, sir. He goes, Jess, are you into aliens? And I said, aliens, like real aliens? He goes, no, the movie Aliens. And I said, yeah, I love Aliens, man. Sigourney Weaver, Ridley Scott, it's awesome. He goes, yeah. He goes, watch this. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do an impression of Bill Paxton. And it's going to crack Waylon up because we both watched Aliens for the first time last night. And he goes, put some reverb on this motherfucker. And he gets on the microphone. He goes, we're all fucked and doomed. And he didn't sound anything like Bill Paxton. He sounded exactly like Johnny Cash.
Thanks for joining us on this special episode of the TMEP show. We hope you enjoyed our first of 11 consecutive days featuring humbling but hilarious Spinal Tap moments.
Come back tomorrow for Tony-nominated Broadway lyricist Michael Corey, who's going to tell us his story about milk going bad in Europe on Too Much Effing Perspective.
Too Much Effing Perspective is a Milwaukee Talkies original. Evergreen Podcast Network.